What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Darkest Dungeon. Picking up where we left off last time. We've got a crew ready to go, and I think we were going to head into the Cove here to do this veteran difficulty explore 90% of the rooms mission. Everything else has been taken care of. All we need to do is provision and go. So, guys, just a quick preface here. I am still sick. Well, let me amend that. So my son was sick a few days ago. My wife got sick the next day. I took care of both of them when they were sick, and now I myself am very sick. So I went to the ER yesterday. Not really good times. Lots of complications with some of the medical issues that I currently have. And what ended up happening was, they gave me a bunch of medicine and I went home. Thankfully, that's all that happened this time. But I'm still a little bit under the influence, under the weather. And I'm going to try and do my best. I didn't want to leave you guys without content for too many days in a row. So hopefully you'll take my my apologies if I sound a little different. I feel like I'm underwater. And not even just from the medications, but just from feeling plain bad. But I am on the rise. I woke up this morning with some really awful sleep. And I managed to eat for the first time in unbearable. I don't know, 36 hours, something like that. So that's everything looking up. My son's not sick anymore. My wife's back to work today. Oh Lord. Do we touch it? No. We got weak grip on life. Alright. We took a chance. And any mistakes that I make today, I'm going to absolutely blame on me not feeling good.
Is the trap maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
We're going to get rid of that debuff. That's a pretty nasty one. And we may not find that many other uses for our medicinal herbs, so let's just get rid of it. This is interesting because it lets us hit that guy who's currently stealth. I like that, and we'll lower their, we'll increase our chance to hit them with crits, which is cool. Because if we crit this guy, we're going to stun him. So today's plan is to go ahead and let's blind fire and see. I guess it doesn't even have a chance to hit them. That's lame. Anyway, the plan for today is to knock out this Cove run and then maybe head back into the Crimson Courtyard just to see if we can make it all the way to the boss. That would be a pretty good use of today's episode, considering how I'm feeling. And we would rather than use their turns to heal each other and buff each other, yeah. So putting a little bit of damage on them is fine. He's going to be very resistant to that stun, so we don't want to go for that twice in a row.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Yeah, excuse me, guys. I really do still feel crummy. I actually just did some cleaning and cooking. So I'm just trying to feel better, but you got to be careful when you get sick. You don't want to overdo it too. You'll end up right back where you started. Let's go for that stun again. Nice.
The ground quakes.
We currently have an increase of 21% chance to crit him.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
This is new Oz from the last
Monster's
episode.
Has no intrinsic merit.
He's level 3.
Unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Alright, good loot. We've got quite a ways to go. Nice, so we have 2 full stacks of portraits. Very good beginning, and we get a chance to use our shovel right off the bat.
Another misfortune.
We could do this for another invitation. But I think the odds of getting infected are too high, so we're just going to walk right by that. We already have 5 invitations. We probably only need 2 to finish what we started in the courtyard. 2, 3 would be best.
With loot are often low on supplies.
That's a pretty rough shuffle, but we have some characters who can move forward. Just like that. She needs to move back. And we can operate pretty well from this point now. And Riposte even getting some work done for us. Let's bolus here and kill the thrall. And put a little bit of damage on the maggot. And we'll go for the stunning blow. Ah, rough. That is a dodge and speed debuff. Yeah, let's just keep shuffling forward. Keep reactivating our riposte. And we've got horror on 2 of our characters.
Even the boldest gaze.
We're just going to do that to give ourselves a little bit of torchlight back. And if we wanted to, we could also use the Crusader to heal and get rid of some stress. And get our torchlight back as well. We could also do a ton of damage to this guy. He's missed both attacks, and I don't know why. No real... Looks like there's no stat reason for it. Alright, that's a lot of stress. I think in the future I'm just going to use his abilities to bring her back down to as close to 0 as we can get. Hope you guys can't hear, but I'm drinking a little bit of water. I'm trying to stay hydrated. We picked up some more horror. Probably just kill with this. Nope. His protection is 40%, and that's so easy for me to forget because he never, to me, feels like a character that has protection. But of course he does.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Now we have a plated maggot to get rid of.
As the fiend falls,
very good. Alright, let's get the heck out of here.
Blossoms.
We can eat that food. It's a bit of heal. We want these crests, and I don't mind picking up the blood. I hate tossing the herbs for it. If I'm tossing anything, it's probably the bandages. Anything else? What would I toss? This bloody dice isn't worth that much. I think it's 1150. But I guess we could just use this. Pick up the blood, and we may end up tossing the blood also, so. We might immediately seem like we're losing a tiny bit of value, but we're really not.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Our journal page is the blackest of fates. We've probably read all that already. Pick up onyx. We definitely want to pick up the onyx over the jade. It's just simply more valuable. We only have 1 key. We'll use this holy water and we'll pick up the gold. Without a doubt, we're going to find more stacks of gold. I think that's fine. Let's keep on going. Our packs will be filled with good stuff by the time we finish.
Purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Because we have to explore 90% of rooms, we definitely don't want to just pass by like a huge corridor like this one. We're going to go through it and walk backwards. Oh no, she's prone to investigating, I guess. And this time we got the good impact. So, Weapon Tinkerer. Which is cool, because she's only level 2, I think. So we might actually get some value out of that quirk. Alright, this should be a pretty easy fight. Oz has some weaknesses versus humans.
Death waits for the
Pretty good sized crit
lapse in
with extra 10
concentration.
damage attached. But I was just gonna smack him with all my AoE. Surprised they went that fast, that much before us. Guess we're not that fast though.
Continue the onslaught.
So they're both dead.
Destroy them all.
Nice and easy. Put a little more damage on him that way. And we'll definitely be healing him, reducing his stress if we can. You know what, let's just go for the kill. Wow, we pick up a jute tapestry.
Foolish
Nice and lucky.
horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
Drop that. We're gonna drop the blood. So already a pretty nice haul. We don't have what we need to make use of that, so we're just gonna keep walking. Trying to do this a little faster, guys. But yeah, guys, I don't know what the heck kind of illness my son brought home. Some sort of stomach virus.
Wealth
He said he had a
beyond
kid in his
measure.
class who was throwing up.
Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And before you know it, he's throwing up. And my wife is feeling incredibly nauseous. And then, you know, yesterday it was bad. One of those things, like, you know, I'm a pretty early riser, so I woke up early in the morning. I like caught it, you know, I was like, oh man, I'm starting to get sick. I have some anti-nausea medicine from old hospital visits. I was like, let me take some of this stuff, I know what it is. It's a medicine called Finegrin, if you're familiar with that. I was like, this stuff is pretty powerful, like if I take this, I shouldn't be feeling so sick.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
And it just did not help at all. It was just a little bit too powerful. We can toss that onyx. Yeah, but it wasn't until about, I don't know, from about 5 to like 9:30. Once 9:30 hit, that was it. I had to call an ambulance to get me to the hospital. I was trying to wait as long as I could, you know, you wait as long as you can to see if it'll pass, because once you throw up, if you've ever been sick before, had a hangover or whatever, you get it out of your system and then you feel better. That happens pretty often, but it just was not, it was getting so much worse, and then I have complications with some of my medical problems as well. And I just knew past a certain point, I was like, I gotta get to the ER, I gotta do some imaging. Pretty convenient there. We get the kill, we get the riposte, and we get the movement back for the Vestal. Do a nice AoE heal. Of course, we crit the one person who wasn't hurt. Here. Yep. So, the best thing about this team is that we don't need torches almost. We could just keep using that ability plus
Quickly
hers.
the tide turns.
And we could stay in Radiant Light for the entire run. Big crit. That'll drop him below 30. 30 stress, that's good.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, we still have a long way to go. I'm actually going to toss this food. We have enough to have one hunger check. Plus be able to eat the maximum amount whenever we camp. So I think that's fine. We're probably going to toss the bloody dice. Because there's pretty good odds that we get past this point and we need a shovel. So let's pick that up. And now we start walking back. And this is where we'll probably get our first hunger check. Let's make sure we shuffle our party back. But between here and here, we're almost certainly going to have a hunger check. Just got to be smart about when you use your firewood, because that really dictates how much space you have in your inventory for picking up loot. Alright, an enemy has popped up. We have a battle between us and our objective. See, as you walk through corridors you've already been down, the light doesn't dissipate as quickly. Alright, that was pretty unfortunate. We have the ranged tools to kill this guy super fast. They're just piling it on.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
It's crazy because Oz is our tank and nobody's hitting him. And even when they go to hit him, he dodges. So his protection's not proving to be all that valuable. But that was a pretty good value shot on that. And hopefully the highwayman can just finish him off, or maybe we can even use this. Nice. Judgment doing work. Here we go. We get a nice double. Too easy. We'll pick up what
Success
we can.
so clearly in view.
Need some of that food. Sad to see more onyx that we have to toss.
Light?
Organize our stuff a little bit better so we can more accurately see what we have. It's a lot of gold to take home. The critical dice are of course just something we're going to sell. There's our first hunger check. We could even do with another one, it wouldn't be that bad. We don't have the herbs, I think, is what we need to turn that into useful food. So we'll just walk right by it. Alright, and we get our own invitation fight whether we wanted it or not. Come on, no infection. Man, the game really knows where your weak spot is. Maddening wine on him would have been pretty awful if it had landed. They're just piling on all the stress they can. But we have point blank shot. We can probably kill the mosquito.
A powerful blow.
Some unfortunate whiffs. It's annoying because they have so much ability to heal themselves. We're just a lot slower than them. Oh no. Our highwayman is now cursed. It's not the worst thing, because if we fight this boss in the Crimson Courtyard soon, good things will happen for us.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
It just means for the moment more things for us to have to take care of and think about. Plus he's going to be another drain on our blood resources. real question is, do we make room for that invitation? Wow, we need to make room for a lot.
Victory,
Okay.
but a victory nonetheless.
We toss the shovels for the deeds. We toss... Man. We toss the rubies, I guess, for the portrait. It's kind of a fair trade, I suppose. And we just leave the Baron's invitation. We don't need it.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
We could just leave him in the front line like that. That way he can use point-blank shot on his first turn, but I kind of like the versatility of being able to use his entire kit. The coral. We could remove a negative quirk, but I think we don't have what we need to interact with it. And no secret rooms. I don't know if that's good or bad. I would have been pretty sad if we went to a secret room with no keys. And we're done, but there are plenty of curios ahead of us, so we're going to use our firewood, eat our last bits of food, get full torchlight, and then we'll go down here and explore and see what we have left. But yeah, there's nothing we can do there. And this will be great for dealing with some of our stress issues.
May yet be won.
So here we have Zealous Vigil, which will get rid of a lot of his stress and prevent nighttime ambush. We don't need heals. All we need is stress relief, which we have a ton of. I don't think the Highwayman is religious. She can't use that on herself either. Good enough. Let's rest.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And we'll keep on going. Just like that, we have a lot of room now in our inventory for stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have any shovels to open this up. And this guy may be the worst point-blank shot target in the game with his 50% protection.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
We'll just use Riposte to get her back into place.
A decisive pummeling.
But good job, and that puts us back into Radiant Light. Which of course we need because we do have items that require us to be above 75 light. Should have gone for the stun. Good kill. Really wanted that self-heal. Spearfishers do the DPS, so let's get rid of them as fast as possible. The pelagic wide mouths. Pelagic. And glad to land that. The worst thing on these dudes is the arterial pinch that has just a ridiculous amount of bleed. I think it's something like 8 per turn. So we'll use blind fire here to buff our speed. See if we can't make sure that we go first. Whatever. We're not going to do a lot of damage either way, so we may as well try for another stun, even though he's at 120%. Awesome riposte. One more of these should put her pretty close to full HP. Nice. There's that big pinch. We resisted the bleed. Awesome. So no problems for us.
Their cursed champion falls.
And yeah, we'll definitely pick up 2 emeralds over 50 gold.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
And that is a lot of gold. What would I drop? Maybe 1 portrait for 1750. This is 1500, so I mean this already is just a straight upgrade. I'll drop 1 portrait for 1 stack of gold. I think that's a pretty good trade. And just like that, guys, we're full. Let's just get the heck out of here.
Despite its morbid
That was a very
aspect,
good run.
this twisted, cavernous maze seems almost traversable.
With interest included, we probably made about 26,000 gold off of this. Not to mention a good number of varying heirlooms. And we're gonna sell, yeah, we're gonna sell the protective collar. We're gonna sell those dice and make several thousand more. And we picked up some good experience as well. So all good stuff for us.
Risk and reward. A siren's call to the enterprising stalker.
I love that. Actually, I don't ever think I've had this one proc. A rumor of riches. Jacob, I know if you're out there, buddy, you write a lot of the cool stuff for the, kind of, I don't know what you would call that. My brain is fried, but he writes a lot of really cool bounty hunter themed stuff in the comment section. Please go and check that out if you'd like. He wrote one recently that was pretty sweet. It's kind of like the bounty hunter's perspective, detailing all the different fights. Yeah, so check that out. Big thanks to you, Jacob. So I wish these weren't level 0s. I don't know why they do that. I feel like this should scale with the stagecoach upgrade. So it says, quiet and reserved, these men are professionals, compelled not by the sin of blood, but rather the gleam of gold. Alright, they've come down from bloodlust. We removed clumsy. That was a nice one to get rid of. And is it cytomania? Yeah, we got rid of that as well. But yeah, I think it should scale with experienced recruits. So if they were like both level 4, that would have been really cool. But in the state that they were in their level 0 state, we just can't use them. And now we're gonna sell some stuff. So we picked up the protective collar. Yeah, see guys, it's 2250. That's nice. And then we also picked up another set of dice for 1500. I don't know why I thought it was a little bit more than that, but that's still not bad. It's a nice little extra payday at the end of our already excellent payday. So now we need to pick where we're going and who we're going with. We could go back into the Cove. Ooh, a long champion dungeon. The Ancestor's Handkerchief. I don't even know in a situation where this would be amazing other than perhaps the courtyard. Yeah, it's not that good. It's not worth a slot. And then the Ancestor's Vintage is not that great either. My only desire to go back to the Cove is to fulfill this level 4 and make it a level 5, unlock another boss. So that way we can keep going that way. But otherwise we just head right back into our morbid entertainment. Let's detach this group a bit. And we can bring back Brett. Man, her stress is still pretty high. Yeah, we've got a lot of stress problems with our previous group. Let's give them turns to relax. I think we will head into the Cove. And I have no problem doing a champion dungeon. We haven't really, I don't think we've done one yet. See, this is the Ancestor's Portrait. This one is actually very useful if you have a character you're trying to power level. You can always put one of these on some particular character in every run and get them to level up much faster. This is just not where we need to be, sadly. It's just so much better than a handkerchief. And I don't really have time today for a long dungeon. I'm already starting to feel kind of poor. Feather Crystal is a nice item that we don't have. Yeah, let's just go in here and do this this next Cove mission. I think that'll be fun. We could even try and get our next nightmare out of the way. Sure, we don't have anyone with some sort of like I hate the Cove type issues. Alright, seems good. And we will give them some good items. This is always the easiest choice for me. And I see also that we have room for upgrades as well, so that's good stuff. He will take the spiked collar. Bleed, unfortunately, man, he's actually not that good in here. I just like him for the stress relief when you consider that if we do fight the nightmare, that we would like to have the ability to lower stress. What we could do instead of that is we could give him the Ancestor Scroll and buff his stress skills and his own healing skill, which he basically only uses on himself. Let's try something like that. Give him his damage that way. This will give her damage, plus Blight skill chance, plus max HP. Her abilities, I think, are mostly... she has a decent mix of melee and ranged. What else could we give her? Lots of Eldritch. Where we're going. Let's just give her some even more HP. And if we had the other half of this, that would be sweet. Instead, I think we'll just continue. We'll just give protection to our frontliner. What position does he have to be in order to move? Because what we really want is for our frontliner to be able to move, you know, just in case, around. And he already has Holy Lance, or Unholy Lance. Holy Lance? Yes. But is there anyone else maybe that would be better in this position? Like Tiberius, perhaps. Tiberius can use his stun, Rampart, to shuffle himself around. Yeah, I think Tiberius is better in this position. Let's just make sure we don't have to unequip all trinkets. Let's bring Tiberius. Okay, and we'll give him the protection for now. We'll make use of that one day. Alright, do we have the right abilities? So we're bringing the stun. Defender we don't need, so let's bring Crush. I like Retribution. We don't need Command if we're not bringing Guard, and then of course Bolster is great for minus 20% stress. So okay. I'm surprised this isn't a named group. Well, let's just go in here and go ahead and upgrade who we need to, so he gets Gendarme's Pride. She gets the Blessed Bulwark. And Tiberius gets the Bulwark. Really powerful upgrades there. And let's go ahead and check out their upgrades here. Looking fine. Everything looks good. So now we need to decide who or if we even want to treat some people. Maybe there's something here that we could get rid of that would be nice. Or even just cheap. Yeah, that's not too good. Like, I hate Clumsy. Clumsy and locking in tough. Boy, that's expensive. We'll do it, though. I like Steady as well. That was super expensive. And almost certainly not worth it. But yeah, let's go ahead and... Where was I going? I was going into the Cove, I believe. And yeah, it's provision. So guys, if you've made it this far in the video, thanks a ton for sticking with me even though I feel like garbage. Ooh, I think we're good.
The smell of rotting fish is almost unbearable.
I'm just a little aggravated at my timing on getting sick. Because, like, I had a lot of plans for this month in particular when it comes to my YouTube channel.
Trinkets and baubles.
Different videos I wanted to make, streaming that I wanted to get done. And I feel like every time I take 2 steps forward, I take 1 big step back.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
The hard stuff's already done, though. You know, my office is put together. That was a big, huge hurdle. My computer's, you know, bought and put together. Everything works great. Just now, there's nothing to it but to do it.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
I've been having a blast with some of my other Let's Plays too, though. If you guys are only watch Darkest Dungeon, I don't know, some of you maybe you do. But the campaign going on right now with Marcus Wolfhart has been a ton of fun. Maybe one of the most like dynamic campaigns I've ever played in a Total War game. There's just so much going on. And the challenge is there too, which is nice. You don't always get that.
The onslaught. Destroy them all.
Most of my campaigns are usually a steamroll.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
But it's one of those series, the Total Warhammer series is one of those that I'm pretty happy that I've stuck with. Because it's done nothing but get better. Wow, some cutthroats in here. Unexpected.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
That's a pretty strong shot from the hunter. So he's not quite dead yet. What we can do instead is use Retribution on him to get the kill, and then give ourselves some riposte. And because we're marked, I wouldn't be surprised if he did some sort of special attack from that. Impale to hit everyone. And then that should mean he's dead, and she also gets a nice topped off heal. I think Tiberius and her both ignore stealth. I do believe. He's got the special Corvad, doesn't he? Maybe I'm thinking of one of our other characters. I thought for sure he ignored it. Still not dead.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright, interacting with the ship's figurehead. I don't remember this one at all. I don't want to waste a bunch of items on it. I think it just gives you something good. Some stress relief or something like that. It's even like shining as if to say, touch me. I won't ruin your life. Yeah, I guess, so if we're going to touch it, who has the worst stress? It's Tiberius. It might be one of those that's just always good. So it gave him a buff to his damage and speed, that's cool. I thought for sure it was a stress buff most of the time, or stress relief. Hunger check. Pretty timely. We had a few characters who needed a little bit of a heal anyway. 100% disarm chance. Love to see that because it gave us just a free 10 stress relief. And we'll probably use one of the Cry Havocs at the beginning of our next combat. Ugh. I'd say never mind now. We need to start getting some kills. And they're much stronger than normal because they're champion tier. You'll see here the HP on the Sycophant is 23. We'll bolster for increased dodge. They all have really high blight resistance. Damn, and another cursed character. At least they're doing it twice to him. This is bad as well. Rough fight. Let's see if we can set up that double kill. Maybe get some blight going. Yeah, it's a little bit.
Soothed. Sedated.
What's her debuff? Minus 50 dodge. Ugh. It's a pretty gross one. So of course we don't have any blood. We weren't planning on this. So if we get a chance, we definitely should have used dog treats too. Let's use one here.
Decimated.
Perfect. That really came in handy. If we can stun him, that would be pretty great because it would allow us to cycle some healing and other things. Don't hit me too hard, buddy. Nice. Not quite a kill yet. Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. And now we can hopefully get the kill, heal her up some more, and then we can focus our healing efforts on our shield breaker as needed.
Foolish
I'm gonna,
horrors.
man.
Brought
Yeah, I'm
low
gonna toss
and
those.
driven into the mud.
And anything else that we should toss? Let's use that. Yeah, we're not very far in this place. That was a surprisingly tough little fight. We'll nope right past that. Just in time to get extra torches.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
And we could probably skip this area. I'm glad we didn't now because of this.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
So now what we should see is who kind of has the worst stuff. Hers is not bad. Claustrophobia is not cool. His quirk is pretty bad. Infirm is not nice. She has a ton that are locked in. Alright, so let's use the medicinal herbs. And we got rid of Tippler. That was probably the weakest one. Just whatever to do with drinking in town or something like that. It's not a big deal. It saved us some crowns, or some gold, I guess. But that's about it. pick up the ruby. We will remove this debuff and we'll pick up the gold. Let that citrine lay where it is. Another group? Okay. I'm ready.
A devastating blow.
Excellent crit. Fortunately, he won't die on his own to the bleed. And targeting these guys first without the ability to kill them is kind of terrible because they will use thirst and heal themselves back up. Now it might be quite valuable is to stun this Chevalier and then see if we can't focus on the fat sycophant. Well, let's go for Impale. We're able to spread a little bit of damage around. One second, guys. Probably getting an important phone call. Nope, scam call, as always. Someone who titled themselves as a vacation specialist. Well, I'm not planning any vacation anytime soon.
Diminished.
I was gonna say, I hope if anyone gets stunned, it's Skibo, because we really could use her heal. Just get rid of him. Attack this thing. Get it down pretty low. We'll see what it does this turn. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Stun here would be beautiful. Nice. We'll just use Sway. It won't die to its own bleed or anything like that, sadly, but we need this heal.
War can be healed, but never hidden. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Well, what's a little scary is that we have him with the Crimson Curse now, and we kind of want to have some blood with us because of that. I think I'm just going to use this and pick up this invitation, knowing that we'll probably end up throwing away the invitation for something else later. Alright, we're going to use our first key. Excellent damage, and they all got blighted. Perfect. Alright, no stun. Nice, and the crit heal. Perfect, just what we needed. Kind of want them to pull her forward. So our pack's looking sort of full. We could consider camping here, but we just have so much more dungeon left to go. And a bad nightmare fight could leave us in such rough shape that we won't be able to finish anything. And we definitely want to finish. This is an expensive dungeon.
Masterfully executed.
But yeah, guys, sorry about the phone call thing. I was expecting a call from the doctor from the ER. Follow up some of the lab work and things like that. Damn, she is hurt.
Soothed. Sedated.
Top everybody else off and then we can focus heal her. So he's dead. They're both dead. Can we get the heal off before he gets a chance to go? And we can. Awesome.
For death by inches.
We even get to eat a little bit too. Perfect. Alright, so... Dang, what do we get? What do we toss? We want, like, all of this. So let's loot there. We'll toss the blood. We'll toss the invitation. We're going to use one of these keys. Probably won't... Oh my gosh, okay. Alright game, I see how it is. Heirloom's kind of above everything.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I think I just tossed my torches for no reason. That felt pretty bad. But we're going to camp probably about here-ish. And then from that point, we really don't have that much more to go. I did keep the shovels, though.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Man, look how much stuff we have. Very good. It's going to be a lucrative run. We have no torches, so we just got to keep going.
Mind that such missteps are the exception, and not the rule.
Shouldn't interact with that without medicinal herbs, so we will not. Let's hope for a good scout. Secret room would be not good, because we don't have a key, I guess. But we'll get all the way to here. Nice, another shovel. Wow. Toss that for that. And we'll be tossing gold for heirlooms all day long. I mean, that's just the way it is. And then when we get here, we're going to rest. We're going to get all of our torchlight back. Alright. Hunger check, I don't mind.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
She said the fangs, they feel ever nearer. I wonder if that's some sort of hint. This prevents nighttime ambush. Therapy dog is awesome too. We're going to use that. We're going to use that to give ourselves... Hound's Watch will basically help us ambush and prevent us from getting ambushed. Therapy dog will lower stress and give us a stress debuff. We can use weapons practice here. I like using snake eyes before these because a lot of the enemies have protection. But I think just straight up damage is probably better. Yeah, that's probably just a strict upgrade. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we get the nightmare.
The match is
Yes!
struck.
We wanted this because we want the
A
item.
blazing star is born.
Sand and serpent choke out hope of wholesome reverie.
Good line. Don't get to hear that one very often. Let's try and get rid of the little ones first. And by little, I mean they're still quite dangerous. 47 HP on that thing. Yeah, and it's guarding.
Grievous injury.
Oh, okay.
Palpable fear.
See how it is. Just a heal there is probably our best bet. And with bolster plus that boon we got from camping, our stress should be pretty low. Wow. That was awesome. And it's going to die to its bleed. No, it'll die to its bleed in 2 turns. Do you stun me? No. Okay. Now, let's just put some bleed on this thing if we can. Their resistances, they're just super resistant to blight. That's not to say Impale might not work, because of the item that we currently have. Maybe we can land a stun. Nice. We just need this thing's stealth to go away. Once it's no longer stealth, it's an easy target. I saw a video yesterday about a cool, like, Australian snake. I think they call them, like, tar heads. But they're immune to all snake venom. They're like these long pythons that have black heads. Looks like you dip their head in tar, essentially, is where the name comes from, I guess. But I thought it was pretty sweet. I'm sure they use them in some sort of testing or to make anti-venom. Seems like having a trait like that. When you're a snake that eats snakes, being immune to snake venom seems like something you want. If this lands, it's super strong. Oh, it can't hit the back. Okay. It's alright. Her pierce does piercing damage. So we're happy that we have it. Maybe we'll get some value out of her post. You never know. Just try and bring in on the damage. Molt. Molt is a heal, yes, okay. And he's got increased damage. Come on. I was about to say, she's the only one we want to target, and she was the only person we weren't hitting. So really glad to get this done.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit.
All right, let me read this to you guys with my croaked out voice.
Exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Once Wayne June stops talking. It says, I'm lodged in a jumble of corpses and wreckage. My arm is pinned. The serpent appears silently from behind a rock, tongue tasting the air. The bite is quick, the venom slow. It runs cold in my veins, inching up my arm, forcing me to make a terrible choice. And she does. She could tell whenever she's not, holding her shield, she is an amputee. So, interesting tidbit there. And this is probably the item that I use with her most often. You give her that plus 15% max HP, plus 33% at the cost of speed, which is barely even, a thing. Super nice pickup. We'll take everything we can now. And yeah, of course, we'll take the Aegis scales. I like to use them in the darkest dungeon. The actual in-game darkest dungeon. Man, do we toss the gold? I think we do. Just keep on going. That's a really good item for her. Jesus. It's a one-of-a-kind thing, but we're going to toss it for busts. We're going to switch these out. We're basically only using this for the HP.
Well struck.
Excellent damage. And it looks like we needed to shuffle a little, but we're alright. This ambush is probably almost entirely because of Hound's Watch. Alright, this guy is dead, and this one's stunned. So let's just bolster. Maybe the dodge will help us to avoid some of the damage that we know is coming towards us. Blanket fire is exactly what I'm talking about, and we quadruple dodge it, so we know what we're doing.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
More bleed. Probably that would have been a good time to use our repose to get that activated.
War can be healed, but never hidden.
Alright, putting him in the front line I think causes him to use rush shot, which is pretty lame, so perfect. And we need to remember also that we have no torches. So whenever we get a chance to use that ability, we need to.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
So our packs are full, guys. We just need to get to the end of this place and leave. And then we're done for today. It's been a long run. I actually thought I would only do maybe 45 minutes worth today, but hopefully they let me go after this room. Oh, we fight our first Squiffy Ghast. That's a powerful enemy. We need to get him out of here. He's got 53 HP. He's got huge dodge. Let's use Impale.
The ground quakes.
Nice. So this guy causes horror, guys. That's like all he does. It's super annoying. And he's a very dangerous enemy if stress is a problem that you're suffering from. We stunned her, of course, because she's going to add to our stress. And a turn 1 bolster always is nice. So Maddening Shanty, and we dodge it. Awesome, and he put himself in the front row. And he used his guard on the most irrelevant person in the fight.
Impressive.
So he's super resistant to bleed. He's got 140% resistance. We almost got him dead. Will this cause movement? No, just horror.
Gnawing uncertainty.
Really bad horror.
Birthplace of dread.
Perfect. And we're gonna cry havoc and get rid of some of this stress preemptively. Let's crush him so he doesn't get a chance to do that again. And if we could stun one of these guys, we can break the guard. Alright, not bad. And we'll use Impale again because it ignores guard. And we end up getting a crit and getting the kill, so that's awesome.
A momentary abatement.
More bleed. Yeah, it's pretty heavy bleed as well. See if we can't stun him. There's a good chance. Yeah, perfect. Just keep using this. We could end up leaving this fight with pretty low stress considering what we were fighting. This time we'll give her the focus heal. We're not going to be able to top her off. That bleed is just too big.
Precision.
Wow.
And power.
And it's dead now. That blight is going to take care of it. But if we get the kill, there's a chance we could reduce his stress, so we'll take it.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it
And that's
merely
it.
a trick of the light?
I don't remember what interacting with this does, but let's see. An evil force. Okay. Yeah, should have touched that.
We will find all manner of
But guys, that's
great
gonna be it for me
and
today.
terrible things in this
If you've made it all the way to the
watery
end, thank you so much. I mean, it's been lucrative. Look at all of these. We only brought home 1 stack of gold, but you add that to the 9,000 and of course our interest, and we are doing just fine. And we got a new very rare item, the Ancestor's Vintage. And we should have unlocked a new boss for the Cove. So very productive day.
Even these dirt-covered dullards have their uses.
A free building
Put them to
upgrade.
work.
So historically, seasonal laborers have been loath to take the journey along the old road, but harsh economic conditions have driven them to desperation. So we need to find what's our most expensive upgrade. Usually in the blacksmith? No, we're not taking that. Are we done with the guild? I mean, that one's probably pretty expensive. Normally. The other option would be in the stagecoach. No, you know what? We're going to upgrade the guilds. Last slot. And that's it. Our guild is 100% upgraded. So that was a pretty cool pickup. And look how many crests we have, guys. We have enough to probably build one of our district buildings. We could make the cartographer's camp, so torchlight becoming more beneficial. Which I think still works in the courtyard. Not 100% on that one. But we don't particularly need those crests. We could also make the outsider's bonfire. Huh. But no, I'd be more inclined to do the cartographer's camp, which we can do for very little. A few busts, I guess. That'll work. Yeah, let's end today on a super high note, guys. Let's make the cartographer's camp. And then in tomorrow's episode, we'll check out exactly what those benefits are that we're getting. So alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. And as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care.